Never trust a woman who does this. Samson is the last of the judges mentioned in this book and is shown to be the worst of them in terms of morals. This is because the main theme of the book of Judges is to show how the Israelites failed to expel the Canaanites and to worship only God. Samson, who is called Shimshon in Hebrew, was a judge who led and saved the people of Israel from the oppression of the Philistines. He was a blessed man. In chapter 13, verse 24 of the book of Judges, it is written, "And the woman gave birth to a son and called his name Samson. The child grew and the Lord blessed him." Samson was a legendary Israeli warrior and judge, a member of the tribe of Dan and a Nazirite. His enormous physical strength came from his never-cut hair, and he used this strength for 20 years against the Philistines. Samson fell in love with a woman in the valley of Sorek named Delilah. He wanted to marry this Philistine woman, and at the time it was customary for her parents to arrange the marriage. Like her and subscribe to our channel and stay up to date with all our videos. Samson really wanted to marry Delilah, so he insisted that his parents arrange the marriage. The leaders of the Philistines heard about this and offered Delilah money if she would discover the secret of Samson's strength. Delilah then made Samson a delicious meal and asked him what made him so strong. Samson said that if he were strung with 7 new bowstrings that had not yet been dried, he would lose his strength. Delilah told this to the Philistine leaders, who ordered her to tie Samson while he slept. But, to Delilah's surprise, Samson was lying and managed to let go easily. Once again, Samson told Delilah that he would lose his strength if he were tied with new, never-used ropes. Delilah tried again to tie Samson while he slept, but he easily let go once again. Delilah was very upset and said that Samson didn't really love her, because he didn't tell her the secret of her strength. The next day, Delilah continued asking Samson about his strength, without stopping. She insisted so much that he ended up telling her his real secret. His strength came from never having cut his hair since he was born. Subscribe to our channel and stay up to date with our daily videos. Samson told Delilah that his strength came from his hair and that, if they cut it, he would lose all his strength. That night, while Samson slept, Delilah cut his hair and called the Philistines. The Philistine men managed to capture Samson, took his eyes and took him to prison in Gaza. Before that, Samson had deceived Delilah 3 times. He said he would lose his strength if he were tied with 7 bowstrings, with new strings, or if his hair was braided on a loom. But every time Delilah tried, Samson managed to free himself and drove away the Philistines who were trying to capture him. Even seeing how treacherous and convincing Delilah was, Samson ignored the signs of danger. This reminds us of what is written in 2 Corinthians 6 verse 14. "Do not associate with people who do not have the same faith as you. What has righteousness to do with wickedness? Or what has light to do with darkness?" Delilah is like other famous characters in the Bible who were treacherous and deceitful. There are women in the Bible, like Jezebel and Potiphar's wife, who are known to be very deceitful and treacherous. All of them, like Delilah, are liars and manipulators, always creating plans to get what they want and cannot be trusted. The hard truth is that even today there are people just like Jezebel, who manipulate others to achieve their own interests. There are people like Potiphar's wife, who lie and accuse others of things they didn't do. And there are people like Delilah who would do anything for money, even cheating on someone. The harsh reality is that there are women you shouldn't want in your life, and there are also men you women should avoid. Just because someone smiles at you and says nice things doesn't mean their intentions are good and honest. Don't be naive. People like Jezebel, Potiphar's wife, and Delilah still exist today. Samson was hypnotized by Delilah and didn't see the danger signs, and we need to learn from that. Samson was attracted to Delilah's beauty, but it wasn't love at first sight, it was desire. This desire led him to decide, without thinking, to marry a woman he shouldn't have. Desire makes you act on impulse, without evaluating the situation. It can make you make bad decisions quickly, which is why it is so dangerous. Desire can blind you and cloud your judgment. To show how desire can be blinding, look at what Samson said to his parents to justify marrying a non-Israelite woman. "She is right in my eyes." How ironic that Samson's desire to do what he thought was right ended up costing him his eyes. Desire has already destroyed great men like Samson, and We are not immune to this either. Desire can lead people to make foolish and hasty decisions just to gain pleasure. Desire has ruined the lives of many men and women throughout history. He makes people go places they shouldn't and do things they shouldn't. It is important to be careful with this so as not to get carried away and end up harmed. Desire makes people do things they shouldn't do. It can lead someone to accept what they should reject and make foolish decisions. Imagine a man who exchanges a 20-year marriage for 20 minutes of pleasure. Seems like a silly choice, right? Abandoning your wife and children to chase another woman for a short moment of pleasure doesn't make sense. Desire blinds people and takes away their wisdom and strength. And one of the biggest lies you can hear is that desire is just a men's problem. Is not true. Women struggle with this too. Many women with great potential have made bad decisions because of desire. If you don't choose carefully who you talk to or let into your life, you are putting yourself in danger. It's like playing with fire. You'll end up getting burned. Many amazing people have been hurt by letting the wrong people into their lives. So, be careful and filter who you let get close to you. Satan sent Delilah to Samson. Samson was very strong, but he couldn't see Delilah's true intention. This ended up shortening his fate and he died along with his enemies. If the devil sends someone into your life and you let them stay because you can't see their true intentions, you are setting yourself up for disaster. Now, I want to ask a question. In other people's lives, are you sent by God or by the devil? Are you encouraging others to live a godly and pure life, or are you encouraging them to sin? Be honest with yourself. Are you like Delilah in someone's life, or are you a blessing? Are you like Potiphar's wife in someone's life, or are you a gift from God? Are you like Jezebel in someone's life, or are you a gift from God? I encourage you to be a servant of Christ. Don't do the devil's work by tempting people to sin, accusing them, spreading gossip, or trying to put others down. Don't do the devil's work. Be a blessing in people's lives. Who are the people in your life right now? Should they be there? Who are the people with whom you share your success? Do they really need to know this? Who do you celebrate your blessings with? Do they need to know everything? Are you sure you are not making a mistake by telling certain people about your plans? There are people like Jezebel out there, and the world is full of them. Don't be naive. There are people who secretly fight against you and don't want the best for you. That is the truth. Don't expose yourself to being hurt. Don't get into bad situations and then blame God when everything goes wrong. The signs were there for you to see. Some people want you to lose your blessings and cry afterwards. Sometimes wisdom lies in being silent. Sometimes wisdom appears when you keep quiet and choose carefully the people you allow into your life.